So today is day 96, guys. Guess where I am if you can't see it. It's kind of crazy. This is the Grand Canyon. I only had a few things to really say before I came here, and one of them had to deal with experiencing things in general. Before I get to that, there's one thing I want to say, which is it was snowing in Arizona when I came here last night, and it's like it probably, I don't know, it says like it's quote unquote 50 right now. I don't believe it. It's mad cold. I took my jacket off though because I'm in the sun, and I'm like, just thought it'd be, the jacket's too much to wear all the time for recordings and shit. I always thought Arizona was like comparable to like a dry version of Florida, and it's crazy that's not the case. So anyway, literally the look of the canyon behind me, I don't know if it's showing up in the camera in the same way, but it's like when you see a picture of the Grand Canyon, it looks like a picture of the Grand Canyon. You would think it would look more majestic almost in person, but it doesn't really work like that, or at least there's an experience about that maybe a few more hours here I'll get there. But when I first came and saw this, I was like, damn, looks like the postcard. So the thing I wanted to say from before, my family was like planning a Grand Canyon trip since I was like in at least high school. Might have been before that, but just because like things happened the way that they did, like we never came, and I'm the only one in my immediate family who's been. I really wanted to be down there. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. Yeah, it's that ledge right there. It has to, yeah, that. I want to be on that ledge down there, and I could probably get there, but there's just one area that I'm not entirely convinced I'd be able to like get through. So we'll see if I take the chance. I didn't take the chance for this video because like, let me just take the video while there's sun, and it's not going to get too dark by the end of the video. But to come back to the point about the Grand Canyon trip, almost, I might have touched upon this in like a different video, but almost anything that we dream about in terms of like plan for or like think about doing, almost 100% of the time, I would say what it looks like in the end is not how you pictured it. And there's a point there about visualization and like people not being able to visualize effectively like the full picture of like the existence of what something looks like. I mean, for this trip specifically, it's obviously going to look a lot different because I'm here by myself versus it being like a family trip from before. But like when I used to think about this trip from before, when we used to talk about it, it never really hit. I didn't like visualize me being a certain age or like us being a certain way. It was more about just like the existence of the trip. And in that sense, like, because I came here by myself, technically it satisfied the thing I used to visualize from before. So like what I visualized did come true. It's just not the way that I thought about it with the family and everything. You know what? I'm gonna try to go down without the tripod first, and if I can get back up, well, if I can't get back up, that's a problem. But if I can get back up, I'll try to take the tripod down, and then we'll try it there. So there might be a little short segment at the end of this with me being down there. I think this is definitely like a slower time for the Grand Canyon. There's not as many people, although like the Zion National Park had a ton more people than this, and that was quote unquote their down slow time. One of my friends, well, my old boss, I don't know. I'm still conflicted about saying names, certain names, but he hiked the Grand Canyon. There's like a 26-mile trail one way, I think. That and there's like a hotel on the other side or something like that. But I think he did it in one day, and I was never interested in like doing a huge Grand Canyon hike. So I'm good with just like walking a little bit, not the whole Grand Canyon. What it reminds me though of is the canyon from Avatar: The Last Airbender, where the two tribes were fighting, and the Aang and Sokka and Katara had to like mediate between the two groups. I feel like it's getting vibes from that for sure. Like if you look down far, like long enough, like you can see it. If only earthbending was a thing to like go down and move around, but it's all good. It's it's not this reality. The point of like how it looks like, it's definitely like it doesn't look real, even though it is real. It's right in front of you. It's like the reason for me saying it's like looking at a picture in a postcard. It's like maybe it's my depth perception and everything, but there's definitely like a haziness over it that's like it almost feels like a dream type of a thing and not something real. Although like if you look like close to where you are and like look down, it'll look real for sure. I feel like I said everything I wanted to say, but I don't think it was as impactful because not really jumped around, but it was like not like the point about like what you visualize doesn't come true in reality, or like there's a further point I want to make there, and I think where that leads to ultimately, which is not what I'm going to say now, but so I've had certain kind of videography styles between the start of the trip and now, and I feel like I'm discovering another one. So depending on how I'm able to bring that thought of how I can envision this vlogging going into reality, it'll look different for you guys. But I guess like that is another point on where this all is leading to. I think I just need some quiet time for right now though, so I'm actually try to go down and I'll be back, and if I'm successful then you guys will see. Just slow movements, you're saying? You mean where I'm walking right now? Yeah. I've always liked life discovery. If I was by myself, I would have definitely gone with it, but I don't. Yeah, of course. You can come make a sign or do whatever, and then yeah, come. Yeah, start it. Come, just do whatever you want. Just come. Come on, guys. What do you guys think? Alright, you guys seeing all this happening, right?
Big fan of Nick.
Hey! Road trip for life here.
It was super fun.
Thanks, guys. Of course, man.
Yup.
I've seen the Linux.
Thank you, sir. Bye, guys. So you guys saw me over there. I wasn't doing too great because, you know, it was funny because there's like the more mainstream area that's over there. Everyone kind of like traffic, so I feel like I had to get out, walk around, and experience more of like an untraveled path to kind of get to where I am right now. And it's so great that I did because I met I met someone from Florida actually who is visiting her some of her family's here, one of her sons or something, and we connected on how she's using AI to help her do her medicine work. And then as I was walking, there's so many people that I met, and then there's this group of of Indian people that I met who are from LA. They took a bus trip here, and you guys saw them just now and saying hi. But it's kind of crazy. So don't break the silence. So don't break the silence. Everyone got quiet at the same time just now. You guys got to come say hi for the video too now.
What's your name?
I'm Nick. What's your name, man?
Nick, Oscar. Nice to meet you.
Oscar, pleasure, sir.
All right, where you from?
Are you interviewing me now?
Yeah.
I was born in New York, but I live in Florida now.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. How's Florida?
It's
How long have you
nice.
been there?
Maybe like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you've been there since what, COVID?
Since COVID, I went down January 2020 is when I went there.
Right before COVID.
Right before it
so
hit.
no fucking mask for you.
And Florida, you know, they didn't care about it. So.
They didn't give a fuck. That's funny.
So life didn't really change all that much there.
Okay.
Where are you guys from?
I'm originally from LA. She's from Queens.
Repping the hat. Yo,
Come
New
on.
York, come on, you gotta be in the camera now. That's not Queens energy. You gotta bring Queens energy right now.
Appreciate you having us, man.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
man. Yo, wait, what brings you out to Crane Canyon? Have you been here before?
First time.
But you're from LA.
Yeah, I'm from LA. Should have came out before for sure. I think.
For the first time last week.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And I was
Happy
like-
1 week?
I'm gonna come to Arizona.
Yeah.
So are those all your friends?
No, I just met them too.
Oh.
Cool.
They were doing a segment for one of those like dances that are like trending right now.
Okay.
So I did it with them and like, all right.
Man, good luck.
Thank you, sir.
doing it.
Yo,
All
if you
right.
guys want, follow me on YouTube, right?
All right.
I got a card, don't worry.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. So I ended the last video saying that I needed some quiet time, and ironically enough, that's the one thing I didn't get too much of while I was going. Super fun thing that happened that I completely forgot. I did like a family meeting with my parents and sister and nephew because he was sleeping, but it's all good. So we technically made the trip happen. At least I tried to make it happen. You know, it's it's hard with life and everything, but you know, you make the most of things, and I think that's generally like how people should live life. And what I've encountered so much of is that people get caught up in just everything they have to do in life, and they miss out on all these opportunities, right? And even me going out and experiencing all of this, there's so much that's going on that like I'm a lot of times not making the most of it, in the sense of like not like living the moment, and having to vlog and having to do all this stuff, it takes away from that a little bit. But like just not knowing kind of like everything that's out there and kind of spontaneously going through it, it makes for a lot of great experiences, but it also makes it hard to kind of make the most of it, because like you don't know what the most is unless you like plan it out. And even when you plan it out, there's there's like an interesting balance between like, if you know something, then you can make the most of it, but even when you do that, there's something that is completely spontaneous that will make the most out of that most even more, right? And then making the most of things by not planning, like you're gonna encounter a lot that you wouldn't have even known to like research for, but like if you did a little bit of research, you could have made it so much more too. So it's like that neither side, I think, has the ability to actually make the most of it. But I think that the way that you go about doing it should align with like who you are, and then that will kind of make the most of it for who you are. Because like everyone, we've mentioned this multiple times, everyone has a different perspective on life, a different thing that they're looking for out of life. And me doing this trip is not going to be the most effective for everyone, right? I wouldn't even call it the most effective for me, but I think doing it at all is what people don't do, and that just makes it harder to learn from, because you're missing out on the opportunity to start versus not making the most of something that didn't happen, you know? So I think that's it for now. I have a lot of experience that I've gained in this trip that, like, I've never done like a moving video before. So like I did one segment over there. I did other things that probably may be not part of this video that will be posted, but I at least ended it in a different spot, and I talked about a little bit of like the journey from the start to the end of the video. So I think it's pretty cool. And the last thing before I finish, I was talking to someone, or a few people, as I was walking, and they were saying, I was telling them how I felt like, oh, the Grand Canyon didn't look like anything outside of a picture, right? And they're saying like the sunlight at different times makes it look different. So depending on like everything, like all of the atmospheric conditions and everything, it'll look differently. And I've seen a few different perspectives on the Grand Canyon now. And I feel like the thing that I'm describing as just a picture is just like how far away it is. A picture, like, you can't touch what's in a picture, right? And the same way, when you look out into the Grand Canyon, like, you can't touch the other side. You have to like go there. And then when you go there, it'll look differently. But like the fact that when you're looking at it from afar, you can't touch it, I think that's what I'm considering, like it's like a picture and no different really. So day 96, this is your boy Nick Kumia, signing off. I thought this camera would be able to pick up more light here, but there's not much you can see of the canyon right now. But this is supposed to be day 96 after hours, or after dark. I took some pictures, so I'll definitely, you guys might have seen that already, but there's 3 things that I thought about on my walk back here. One, I didn't think it was, well, it's not even really the thing, but it felt much shorter when I was going versus when I was coming back. And ironically enough, that's inverse of how that normally works, because normally when you go someplace, it's always quicker coming back because you don't want to come back. And it didn't take longer because I didn't want to come back. So it's been super pitch black in this whole thing, so it was definitely an interesting experience by itself. The moon is super bright right now, and it's so sad that the camera can't pick that up. The light that you're seeing right now is because of the camera itself. But it's crazy when you're walking in the dark and you're blinded by the moonlight, then you know it's way too dark, because like the moon blinding you is crazy as a concept. Some part of that might have been number 1. Number 2, there's the walking through the dark here reminded me of Camsett in New York when I was in 6th grade. There was this field trip, end of 6th grade probably, where you go camping. We stayed in cabins, I think, in a state park called Camsett. And there's one thing we did during the night of that trip, which was do like a blind trust walk in the dark. And I remember I couldn't see shit. And I was super scared walking through that, and this reminded me of that. I wasn't scared as much now. There's definitely certain vibes that I got when I was walking that I'm not sure. There's a lot of Native American reservations in the area, and this land was owned by Native Americans before the federal government pushed them all out and wanted to make revenue off of the land being a national park. I heard this story in the gift shop from a Native American person. Well, he's like, I think he's like not fully Native American, but he was super cool. Craig is his name. Craig, if you're watching this, I didn't mean that in any disrespectful way. I know you know this, but yeah. So there might be some restless souls in this area. I didn't get too many bad vibes. There's definitely forests that you walk through where you know bad shit is there, and I didn't really get that here. And I had a lot more confidence in myself walking in the dark here, which was interesting to say the least. So some part of that was number 2. Number 3, looking out at the canyon at night reminds me of looking out at the ocean in Florida. If you go to the beach late at night and you stare out into the sea, you really can't see that much, but there's a haziness and a mysteriousness that you see. Like there's like the mystery of the unknown almost, whereby it's not like it's any different there at night versus during the day. It's just there's no light, so you can't see a lot more. But it's interesting that there's no water here. Well, there's, I think, the Colorado quote-unquote river that runs through the canyon in Arizona. For whatever reason, it's called Colorado River. But it's not like the whole thing's ocean, right? And I don't know why I'm getting that vibe, like, of me staring at the ocean when I'm looking out in the canyon here. I know there's like a camping ground, cabin, hotel thing over there. And normally when you hear dogs barking, you're like, oh yeah, it's a dog. On my way earlier, I saw a mountain goat. So not saying that they sound anything like that, but there might be something else that's making that noise that's not a dog. Because, yeah, just that's a different thing altogether. But I'm super cold. Probably, what word or phrase do I say most in these vlogs? I'm cold. I really wish you guys could have seen this at night and the camera could have caught it. I had two great conversations, one with Craig and one with John. John's really old. He's lives in Washington, D.C. This is his first time in Southwest America. First time in the Grand Canyon. We were talking, he was a chemist. He went into environmental policy. He lived in Africa, some other countries and stuff. And we had a really interesting conversation. One of the things that came up was the benefit of technology and like the like he was talking about in Africa, how long ago like everything was so rural and now everyone walks around with a smartphone, and there's like place with solar panels and there's things with rural electrical grids and stuff like that, and like it's a lot better quality of life for sure, and technology does give us that. But he also acknowledged that there's a lot of bad habits that we have. I'm using bad habits because that's the word that I'm saying, but he said a different word. There's a person over there walking with a light, and they're gonna eventually come this way, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say for right now. I wasn't expecting to be caught here in the dark. There was one time when I was going down a mountain, probably the Enchanted Rock in Texas, where I lost my way going down, and it wasn't so bad here. If I went into the canyon, it would have definitely been bad, but I was able to find my way pretty good. There's quite a few times where I didn't remember walking where I did, and that was because I was having conversations with other people, and also there's other things going on. So and also when you return, right, it always looks different on the way back versus going in nature trails at least. But I'm gonna stop talking for now and say you guys need to get out and do shit like I'm doing shit. So, but for now, this is your boy Nick Rumia signing off. And also, in general, in my entire family has ever been to the Grand Canyon, which is kind of crazy. Actually, I take back that entire family. There's a lot of people we don't talk to that I'm not sure if they've ever been. Even some people, probably Uncle Paul definitely came to Grand Canyon. Yeah, never mind. I take it back. It's fine. No, I'm actually gonna vlog a little bit, but you guys could.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Go ahead. No, I want to see it.
You.
That'd be great. I'm ready.
I feel like.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Oh man, no pressure, right?
No. Do it or don't, you know?